Welcome to Didedi's Crafty Corner. My name is Diane and I'm so glad you stopped by. Hi guys, today we're making a card that was kind of based on the card that I made previously from the Not Too Shabby Shop stamp called From Our Kitchen. I didn't record a video on that card because the paper wasn't available. So in this video I'm just going to make a new card with new paper and show you how I did it. So let's go ahead and show you the paper I'll be using and go over the stamp set. Here's a closer look at the stamp set and the paper pad that we're going to be using, along with the 3 cards that I've made prior to this video. So as I've said, here's the stamp set. Not too shabby, from our kitchen. It is an adorable set, so cute, and it goes along with the box of the month for this month as well. It's all kitchen related, so cute. Love, love, love. So I'm going to be using this jar, and I'm going to be using the matching die right here as well. So I've already done a card using this one, this one, this one, and this one. So the only thing I haven't used is the little cup. But so here's the stamp set. Again, so cute. This will be the 4th card that I've made with it. And then this is the paper pad that I've chose to use today. So I chose to use the Watercolor Cuties. Now this came to be because of a card that I dream about that I made that I'll show you in a second. And after I made it, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have a bunch of watercolor in these jars, like a little rainbow thing? So that's what we're going for today. This paper pad is a paper pad I mentioned in a previous video that I called fishes. I said I had to have those fishes. Well, they're turtles. Don't know why I said fishes. Somebody brought that to my attention. So I'm going to be using some of this. Now I've already taken my papers out, so as I show it to you, you can see it's come apart. And I'm going to show you how I store my papers when this happens. So when I've got papers to put back in there, or I want to save bits and bobs, but I do want to flip through and show you these gorgeous papers and those turtles that I was talking about. We're going to leave this one sitting right there though, okay? All right, so let's go this way. So it's just really beautiful watercolored paper, and there's those turtles. I know you've seen them all over Instagram and Facebook because they were a wowzer when people made cards with them. They're beautiful. Teresa, who designs all this paper, did such a good job with this, and I love, love, love. I'm using all the vibrant watercolor pages in here. I left the milder ones out, but you get so many repeats. Look how many cards you can make just with this pad alone. So like I said, when I was tearing mine out, this came apart. So when that happens, or when I put my little pieces back in, I use a sandwich bag. This is just a Glad bag. I cut off the green top, and then my papers will store right back in here. And any little pieces that I have to go with it, I stick right back here in the back. Plenty of room. And that's how I store in my container all of my papers. That way they're not, I always know what goes with this pad. Okay, so that's what we're using along with the other stuff that I showed you a second ago. And these are the cards that I made. You Fill Me With Happiness is one of the ones I made. I love the little blueberry background I made with this, and my cards tend to all kind of look the same. It's my style. I don't know. I'm working on that. And then this one was the peaches. I loved how this one turned out as well. I love the color combo of the peaches with the blue. This paper pad is still available. You can go look on my website for that, or on my YouTube under the description. It'll be there. It is one of my favorite paper pads for sure. It's just beautiful. And then this is the one that I dream about that I had to make. And the reason I didn't film a video on this is because this paper is no longer available. So this was going to be my 3rd card in this series for this particular stamp set, but I couldn't film a video because I didn't feel like it was right. But if you have this particular set from the Not Too Shabby Shop, this paper pad from the Not Too Shabby Shop, you should really try this. This would be cute in, you know, a a slimline card, which is what I'm doing today, with all the different ones from there made out like this. It's just adorable. I loved it so much, and I dream about it. I dream about making it. I got up and did it. That's the story, but I didn't film it because, like I said, once I realized the paper wasn't available, I didn't want to make you guys upset. So the one I'm showing you, of course the paper is available. All right, let's get to it. I've gone ahead and stamped it down on the section of the paper that I think is going to look the best in my jars. So we've got the pink, the yellow, the green, the purple, the blue, and now all we have to do is fussy cut it. We don't have to worry about the lid at this point, just the jar section. So that's what we're going to do. Here I've already got it done, and it's super cute. Look how it's going to look when we put it all together. So I've stamped it out again with the ink, and that's what we're going to be setting it down. And then I've stamped it out again for the lids that we're going to be cutting it out. And then I cut it out without any stamping at all, so that we can use that for a little bit of dimension to make the card, to make the jars a little heavier duty, because I'm going to be popping them up. So now I'm just going to glue them down. And you can see this is a very easy process. It lines up with the lines that you've already got. And if you haven't cut around your black lines evenly, just go ahead and use a black marker around the edges, and it's going to turn out great. So I'm going to go ahead and do the last few off camera, and then we'll get started on the lids. All right, I wanted to show you what it would look like if you didn't want to cut the lid out. So it looks perfectly fine without the lid. I just do the lid separately to add dimension. So I'm only going to color one of these on camera for you, and that's going to be this pink. I picked out the markers that I thought that would go best with each one of these jars. And for the pink, I used RV17 and RV19. And I wanted my jars to match. I wanted my little cloth lid to match the color that was in my jars, because in my craft room, that's what I would do if I was storing watercolor in a jar. I would want them to match. So I'm going to be putting polka dots on at the end, so I'm not that worried about shading, if that makes any sense up there. But I'm adding a little bit of shading. I'm just more wanting my colors to kind of match. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'm adding a little silver metallic pen around the edges of my jar where it's jar-like, and then we'll add stickles at the end. And that's what it's going to look like. Okay, I have chosen to do a orange background because the color orange was missing. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I've colored all of my jar lids, and now I'm going to pop them up on just some foam squares, and we're going to get them attached, and I think this is going to be super cute. All right. I'm going to add, of course, some shimmer. I'm going to be doing some polka dots, and I should have actually waited for this, but it turned out okay. I didn't want to put the shimmer on top of the polka dots because, that would make the polka dots run. So I wanted to add a little bit of shimmer on my actual top so that it would have a little bit of a glitter, looking a little bit different than what's on the bottom. So I'm using what is that pen called? It is the Spectrum Nuvo. That's the Nuvo. And then, like I said, I'm using a Jelly Roll in silver metallic just to go over that. You really aren't going to be able to see it when I add the diamond stickles, but it makes me feel better to know that it's not white. I was afraid the white would show through. And then I'm going to be placing this on top of the jar, and that's what it's going to look like. So cute, right? So I've already got a little pop dot, not a pop dot. I've got a piece of foam. I'll see if I can show you the dimensions in just a minute, but you just want to make sure that they line up with the black line that's on the stamp. And that's why I used this stamp, or restamped it again so we could see. And then also, I didn't show you, but on the jars, right underneath the lid, where the jars have no liquid, I colored that in a very light B color. I believe it was B11. Yeah, it was B11. And the colors that I used for all the lids, The blue one was B24 and B37, and the purple was BV08 and V25. Like I said, the R was RV19, R17. The yellow was Y11, Y13, and just a touch of Y17. And the greens were YG7 and YG5. So yeah, I think that takes care of all the colors. And then, like I said, I threw in the orange. I was going to do a gray background and keeping it kind of neutral, but I decided I needed that orange. So I want my jars to be a little wonky. I want them to be very playful. I didn't want them to be in a straight line. This is a fun card, so I'm going to put them a little offset, and I think it's going to be super cute that way. And here's the stickles. I love diamond stickles. I put it on a lot of things that I use, and I just thought that would make this a little more shiny, a little more glittery, and would make the card stand out. And that is how this card is going to turn out, minus the polka dots, which I'll do off camera. And then you can see the dimension. It looks so good. It's so easy. So if you've got a favorite paper that you like, go ahead, give this a try. I think it'll turn out great with these jars. All right, I'm going to go ahead and post the final picture. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.